Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Marcos and I work for Vapor Passion in Miami Lakes. Today I'm going to go ahead and show you how to use your eLeaf iStick with Aspire K1 kit. So it's one of the simplest advanced vaporizers we have. It's a real good system to use, pumps out really good vapor. So we're going to go down to the device first. This is the eLeaf iStick. You're either going to receive in black or stainless. Let's go ahead and turn that device off real quick. So right now your device is off. You can press the button, the screen's not going to light up. So to turn the device on, we're going to go ahead and press the power button 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. That's going to turn the device on. Same thing to turn it off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to turn it right back off. So we're going to turn it on. Now this device does variable wattage or variable voltage. So the way to put that into perspective, for those of you who don't know, variable voltage is how much power your battery itself is putting into your tank. And variable wattage is how much power you're producing between the tank and the battery, because each tank has a different resistance. So the higher the resistance, the more voltage it needs to pump out to give you the same amount of power between the two. So let's say you have a tank with a 1.8 ohm coil and a tank with a 2.4 ohm coil. Completely different resistances. If you have variable wattage, you set it to like 11, 12 watts, you're going to get the same exact amount of power between both tanks. But if you want to switch to variable voltage mode, which right now it's in wattage, you're going to press the button 1, 2, 3 times. That's going to switch to variable voltage mode. So press it 3 times again, 1, 2, 3. Going to switch right back to variable wattage. And there you also have your ohm reader and your voltage. And if you want to, you can press it 3 times. There we go. And it's going to tell you how much wattage you have if you're in variable voltage mode. So we're going to go into wattage mode. 15 watts. So to put your power up or down, it actually has a couple of cool features that make it a little easier. So right now we're at 15 watts. If I want to go down or up, I can press the buttons and it goes up or down by 0.1 increments every time I press it. But I can also hold the button down and it's going to go on its own. Now if I press the button one more time, it's going to go by 0.2s. If I press it one more time, you're going to see it goes by 0.5s, all the way down to 3 watts. So we're going to go ahead and bring it back up to 15. Press it once, press it twice, 7, 8, 9, 15. Oh, 15.5. There we go. So it's really simple to go all the way down or all the way up. If you press that button twice, you can scroll through them real easily. So that's the basics of the device. One more thing you're going to have to know, how to charge it. So in your kit, you're going to get a charging cable like this. It could be white, it could be black. To open it up, you're going to simply grab both ends of it, pull on them at the same time. That's going to open it up. And you're going to put your micro USB end into the bottom of the device, in the right direction, of course. And the other you're going to put into your car adapter, your wall adapter, or your computer. Whatever you prefer, whatever has a USB port, you're going to plug it in there and it's going to charge the device. It also has a battery meter, so it tells you exactly how much battery you have. So to close the charger, going to pull on both ends. Make sure you don't pull on just one, because then one side's going to be hanging out and the other one's going to be all the way in. So pull on both. That's going to bring the charger back to its original state. So that's the device. That's everything you need to know about it. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to the tank. So here's the we'll get that later. Here's the Aspire K1 in its raw form. When you receive it in the box, it's going to look just like this. So we're going to go ahead and fill it up with e-liquid. So the way we're going to do that, we're going to open it from the bottom. I know a lot of you people may be used to the tanks that open from the top. This one doesn't even open from the top, but let's say you actually do get one that does. Any tank that has, how do I say it, ropes, something that looks like ropes, which is silica material, coming from the top, you open from the top to fill because the coil's on the top. In this case, this is a bottom coil system. So you're always going to fill and open from the bottom. If you ever open one of those from the top, they're going to spill e-liquid everywhere. So, just some food for thought. So, that's your coil right there. Now, let's say one day you have to go ahead and replace it. All it simply is that little head right there. You're going to twist it off from the base. In this case, it's a little sticky, so let me just grab it with my shirt. There we go. That's the coil you're going to need to replace. You're going to toss that away and put the new one in. In this case, this coil's still fairly new and pretty good, so we're definitely going to keep it. So, Whenever you receive it, the first thing I suggest doing is putting a good 2 or 3 drops of e-liquid inside of that little hole, because let's say you were to just fill up the tank and take a hit off of it. What's going to happen is immediately you're going to get a dry hit, because there's really no liquid inside the wig. It takes a while for that wig to absorb that liquid. So what we're going to do is we're going to force introduce it. So in here we're going to put a good 2 or 3 drops. This one's already primed, so I'm not going to do it. But right there, you should be good to go. Now, as for the tank itself, if you see, that has a little hole. If you get e-liquid inside that hole, that leads straight to the mouthpiece, and you're going to end up drinking your liquid rather than vaping it, which is not the most pleasant experience, so we're going to avoid that. So to fill the tank up, all we're going to do is take our needle bottle, and we're going to fill up from the sides. It has 2 sides to fill from. So we're going to pour it around the sides. The objective is simply, let me go ahead and put it closer to the camera. The objective is simply not to go over that tube, because if we go over that tube, then e-liquid gets into the little middle hole, and that's where we're going to start having problems. So right about there, as you can see, the e-liquid is below the hole, and right there, there's not going to be any leakage, there's not going to be any problems. Right there, we're good. So we're going to go ahead and pop the bottom of the tank. Right back on. Now we're set, except for one thing. Oop. Let's not drop the tank. Except for one thing. They're both female adapters, so there's no real way you can put that tank on that battery. So what we're going to do, we're going to use the adapter provided in the kit. I keep dropping everything today, man. Damn. So we're going to use the adapter provided in the kit, and we're going to go ahead and screw the adapter onto the battery. There we go. And now we're going to go ahead and screw the tank onto the battery. Now it's accessible. Now we're going to set it to about 15 watts. You can vape at any wattage you want, up to 15 watts, because once you go over 15 watts, really it's going to start tasting burnt after a little while. So you have to find your spot where you prefer. Maybe you're at a higher nicotine level and you don't want all that vapor production because it's killing your throat. You can always just crank it down a little bit, 10 watts, 9 watts, 8, whatever you prefer. I prefer 15. I like, my good amount of vapor production. So here we go. We're going to test fire at 15 watts. Alright, and we're set. So that's how you use your e-leaf iStick with Aspire K1 kit. Any questions, you can feel free to leave a comment below and we'll go ahead and help you out with whatever you need. Thanks for watching.